Hello everyone, the OODA Looper here. Welcome to my channel and quick thanks for the support on the first part of this guide. In this video I will be sharing advanced tips and tricks for the mid game to help you progress quickly and ensure a smooth transition into the late game. I will also answer one of the most common questions new players have, there to get the elusive Atlas Pass to unlock extra goodies while exploring. And for the best part, I will guide you on how to get your first Sentinel Interceptor, obtain a Sentinel multi-tool, earn 10 of millions of units, hunt exotic ships, get your first organic ship, acquire a pirate dreadnought, expand and manage your frigate fleet, recruit Sentinel Interceptors to your squadron, and much more. If you haven't watched the first part of this guide, I highly recommend doing so before watching this video to ensure a smooth and logical progression through the series. You can find the link to part 1 in the description below. Although this is an ultimate mid-game guide, No Man's Sky is such a massive game that it's impossible to cover everything in detail within a reasonable amount of time. I will provide a general overview of each topic with exclusive tips and tricks based on my 600 hours of experience in this game. However, if you would like a more detailed explanation or a deep dive into specific subjects, please let me know in the comments below. As always, I value your time, so without further delay, let's get started. Tip number 1. If you feel confused or even discouraged, then you see so many fancy dressed players at the Space Anomaly with cool gear, ships and gadgets, don't worry. Most of these items are rewards from past expeditions, and you will have a chance to earn similar rewards within your first few weeks of gameplay, depending on how often you play. There are no microtransactions or donations in this game, so everything is obtainable just by playing and progressing naturally. Nevertheless, if the overwhelming fashion show at the Space Anomaly bothers you, simply disable multiplayer while visiting and all those flashy outfits will disappear, letting you enjoy a more solo-focused experience. Take your time to explore the anomaly, talk to NPCs and see what they offer. The key points of interest here include the Nexus, a hub for daily missions that reward Quicksilver, which is used to buy cosmetics from the Quicksilver merchant to the right of the Nexus. The Expedition Terminal, where you can switch between your primary save and expedition events. The Multi-tool Decommissioning Terminal, allowing you to scrap unwanted multi-tools. And, as mentioned in the first part of this guide, the central area of the anomaly, filled with shops and NPCs, where you can unlock most of the game's upgrades and blueprints. You will naturally discover the rest of the anomaly's features as you progress. In this video, I will focus only on the most important ones. Tip number 2. For your convenience, I've divided upgrades into 3 categories: green for useful upgrades, yellow for optional, and red for unnecessary or personal preference. I won't go into detail on each upgrade to save time, so feel free to return to this part and explore them at your convenience. Starship Research. The main focus should be on engine upgrades, a teleport receiver, an economy and conflict scanner, all hyperdrive types to access every system, launch thrusters, and aqua jets for water landing. Weaponry is up to your preference. Exosuit Research. Prioritize the personal refiner, hazard protection upgrades, life support systems, and jetpack enhancements, except for rocket boots. Many players, myself included, dislike that upgrade since it interferes with the melee jump boost. Try it out, and if you find it uncomfortable, dismantle and never install it again like I did. Multi-tool Research. Focus on scanner and mining laser upgrades, along with weaponry of your choice. Exocraft Research. Most upgrades here are optional, as Exocrafts aren't essential for survival. However, in the late game, an Altilian submarine becomes useful for deep diving into a mile-deep ocean. My personal favorite is the Minotaur exoskeleton, which assists in combat, then equipped with the AI module from a specific tutorial quest. Also, Its upgraded cannon helps to bring down Sentinels easily in early game. Large prefabs. All optional, but unlocking the cylindrical room allows for quick base construction on hazardous planets. The hollow door is a stylish and convenient addition. If you plan to grow valuable crops, the biodome is a solid choice here. Small prefabs. Entirely optional and used for base construction. Technology modules. Unlock priorities depend on your current needs. Read descriptions carefully before unlocking, as many are expensive. Transport modules. Optional, allowing you to unlock and customize Exocrafts. Aquatic constructions. Used for underwater base building and unlocking the submarine required in the late game. I often use the deep water chamber as a base cupola for quick bases on hazardous or stormy planets. It ensures a great view without need to install windows in comparison to cylindrical room. Industrial modules. The key upgrades are solar panels and batteries, electromagnetic generators, mineral, gas extractors, supply depots and pipes form a crucial combo for automated resource harvesting and advanced setups like oxygen farms or stasis device crafting. Switches are optional for high-tech bases, but I personally don't use them. Thankfully, unlike in real life, you don't have to worry about electricity bills in this game. Agricultural modules used for growing plants, all optional. If you plan to farm, go for biodomes, which work on any planet and allow you to harvest multiple crops at once, saving time. Hydroponic trays are obsolete, now used for aesthetical purposes. Timber, stone and alloy structures. These function the same, just choose the style you prefer visually. Storage units. Used to store loot at your base. They are unlocked for free during the tutorial. The rest of the items are cosmetic and can be unlocked later. Synthesis lab. Now for the good stuff. Where to get the elusive Atlas Pass. You can unlock it here, and unlike a one-time use item, it functions as a permanent electronic pass. Just keep it in your inventory to access Atlas locked containers. You don't need all free versions, only the highest one to unlock everything below it. I also recommend unlocking most of the recipes here. This will allow you to craft useful items on the go without necessity to buy them. Valuable products. Those are purely endgame recipes, allowing you to craft the most expensive items in the game, like stasis devices or fusion igniters, worth 15 million units each. To summarize, keep in mind that many of these technologies and recipes will be unlocked for free as you progress through the tutorial. Tip number 3. Navigating No Man's Sky's menus efficiently can save you a lot of time and confusion. Two key menus you will use often are the Discovery page and the Log page. The Discovery page helps you track all the planets and creatures you've scanned, and you can also rename discoveries, upload them for nanites, and check current system information. The Log page tracks all your active missions from the main story to side quests. However, it can become messy if you accept too many quests at once. If your log is overloaded, you can abandon unnecessary missions. Simply select a mission in the log and choose Abandon Mission if possible. When you accept a new mission, the game automatically switches your active quest marker to the new objective. This can be frustrating if you weren't finished with your current task. Always double check your log after picking up new missions to ensure you are still tracking the right one. If you notice the mission marker leading you somewhere unexpected, open the log and manually select the quest you want to track. This will prevent unnecessary confusion. By keeping your log organized and checking it regularly, you will avoid getting sidetracked and make your mid-game experience much smoother. Tip number 4. As you progress into the mid-game, efficient inventory management becomes crucial. A cluttered inventory can slow you down and make crafting or finding items frustrating. To keep things organized, regularly clear out unnecessary items by deleting, selling, or transferring them to storage. Understanding how inventory sorts itself will also help to organize it better. New items always appear in the top left and move right before filling downward, while the oldest ones end up in the bottom right. Keeping this in mind makes it easier to track recent pickups and identify long-held items. Use your exosuit for essential tools, ammo, and portable tech while storing bulk resources in your Starship cargo. Once you establish a base, storage containers provide a secure place for long-term resources. Staying on top of inventory management means less time sorting and more time exploring. Tip number 5. As you upgrade your equipment, you might need to rearrange or remove installed technologies to optimize space. If you no longer need a technology or want to make space, dismantle it by pressing the middle mouse button. You will get back some materials used in its construction, but not all, so dismantle wisely. Also, you can remove the technology by pressing X and sell it to NPC to return some nanites. You cannot directly transfer installed technologies between ships or devices, but you can do it through your inventory. Remove the technology by pressing X and put it into your inventory. Then install it again by pressing E. Tip number 6. You can acquire better ships and multitools by trading with NPCs, but it's important to take a few precautions to avoid losing valuable upgrades. Before making a deal, always remove valuable upgrades by transferring them to your inventory or dismantling them. If your ship has cargo, make sure to move those items to your exosuit or storage, as they will be lost during the exchange. Then, interacting with an NPC ship or multitool, you will have two options: adding it to your collection or exchanging it. Exchanging replaces your current item and provides a discount based on the value of your old one. To avoid regrets, create a restore point before finalizing the trade so you have a backup option if needed. Tip number 7. Saving in No Man's Sky is crucial before making big decisions. Your game auto-saves when exiting your ship, but you can also manually create a restore point with a save beacon or a portable save point. This is especially useful when upgrading a multi-tool or ship, as you can check supercharge slot positions before committing. If you are not happy with the results, reload the restore point to avoid wasting nanites and units. This method lets you optimize upgrades without unnecessary costs. Tip number 8. Trade outposts offer better prices and a constant flow of NPC traders selling useful resources. Use an economy scanner to locate them easily. If a trade outpost or any point of interest on a planet's surface is too far away, exiting to space and re-entering the atmosphere allows for a faster approach. Landing on designated paths doesn't consume fuel, so always take advantage of them. For long-term convenience, setting up a base near a trade outpost allows you to teleport back anytime. These locations are also great for hunting exotic ships, a method I will explain later in this video in the spaceship section. Tip number 9. While in Analysis mode, you can zoom in twice using the right mouse button for a detailed view. To check the capacity of your hazard protection system, activate the Analysis Visor. A precise timer will appear in the bottom left corner, indicating how long your hazard protection will last. This timer is visible only on planets with hazardous conditions and during storms. Upgrading your Analysis Visor enhances its capabilities, enabling you to scan for hidden mineral, gas and power deposits, essential for establishing automated resource harvesting factories. Tip number 10. Adjust the size of terrain manipulator for precise digging or large-scale excavation. A smaller size allows for more resource extraction but takes longer. Avoid flattering terrain for bases, as it may regenerate over time and disrupt your structures. Flattening hills or mountains helps gather silicon powder much faster. If your ship lacks aquajets, you can create an artificial island to land safety in water. Some players even use the terrain manipulator for digging tunnels and safety stealing whispering egg cores. The level of creativity in this game is truly beyond imagination. Tip number 11. Gathering storm crystals early in the game can provide a solid income. Each crystal sells for over 200,000 units and you can collect dozens during a single storm. Storm crystals primarily spawn in extreme storms on high energy planets. Using a Minotaur Exocraft offers enhanced safety as it provides full hazard protection and allows you to gather storm crystals without exiting. If collecting on foot, install at least one specialized hazard protection module. Then your main protection depletes. Recharging a module instantly restores protection, giving you extra survival time. Tip number 12. Exocrafts are ground vehicles that help you explore planets faster, avoiding many hazards. They come with built-in radars that can scan for specific points of interest, including drop pods that, once repaired, expand your exosuit inventory. To customize your Exocraft's color, use the Appearance modifier at an Exocraft terminal. The Nautilion, a specialized Exocraft, is designed for underwater exploration, allowing you to navigate deep oceans. My favorite Exocraft is the Minotaur exoskeleton, which looks cool and has impressive summon animation that reminds me of Titanfall. It also assists in combat when equipped with an AI module, which can be obtained through a specific tutorial quest. Tip number 13. Guilds offer quests that boost your reputation and unlock valuable rewards, including free upgrades. Higher reputation levels grant access to discounted upgrades and free items like freighter upgrades, starship and multi-tool expansions. The fastest way to complete guild quests is by picking up similar ones from several space stations, kill 5 creatures and kill 7 creatures. Complete them at one go and then claim the rewards at any space station. This method maximizes efficiency, saves time and helps you to progress faster. However, the fastest way to increase reputation is simply by donating specific items to a guild. Tip number 14. The best weapon options for multi-tool include the Scatter Blaster for close range fights, the Bolt Caster or Pulse Splitter for rapid fire, and the Plasma Launcher for heavy damage. Just stick to one primary weapon and one alternative weapon for convenient use in the battle. Don't install all available weaponry, since it might slow down switching to the right weapon mode in combat. There is no point of chasing specifically S-class multi-tools, since you can upgrade any class to S-class with nanites. Just get any multi-tool you prefer visually and upgrade it to S-class. Same principle is applicable to spaceships. However, keep in mind that since every multi-tool or spaceship in this game is randomly generated, its starting base stats will vary, meaning that two similar items might have different base stats when fully upgraded. Also, pay attention to position of supercharge slots and tailor it to your needs. Many players are hunting for super rare items with 4 supercharge slots located adjacently. Just remember that all 4 supercharge slots could be revealed only by upgrading a specific item to S-class and unlocking technology slots in the first 4 rows of technology section. Supercharged slots will always be located in the upper 4 rows of an item or spaceship, so you don't have to unlock all 6 rows to discover the exact location, then investigating if particular device will fit your needs. Extra multi-tools can be stored in the weapon rack at your base for easy swapping. Tip number 15. You can buy starships from NPCs at space stations, trade outposts or directly from landed pilots. Kzzkt systems favor haulers, Korvax systems favor explorers, and Viking systems favor fighters. Pirate-controlled systems primarily spawn solar ships. Exotic ships known for their unique design and high stats, appear more frequently in wealthy economies, which are marked with 3 stars on the galaxy map. Exotic ships always spawn as S-class. Trade outposts offer a better chance of finding specific ships since they receive a higher volume of landings in a shorter time compared to space stations. To hunt for an exotic ship, locate a wealthy economy system using the economy scanner installed on your spaceship. These systems have the highest chance of spawning an exotic ship, around 5%, compared to 2% or less in regular systems. This method is effective, though it requires patience. I've personally found many exotic ships using this approach. Once in a wealthy system, use the economy scanner to locate a trade outpost and land there. Alien ships do not just miraculously spawn exactly upon your arrival. This moment is scripted, and you can use it to your advantage. Remove your starship from the landing pad to free up space for additional ships. Then place a save point or a beacon on top of a trade outpost. Save the game and reload the restore point. When ships start landing, check if an exotic ship is among them. If you are lucky, buy it. Just ensure you have enough units. If unsuccessful, repeat the process. If an exotic ship doesn't spawn in the current system after multiple attempts, try a different system. Keep in mind that even if an exotic spawns and is visible in the sky, it may not necessarily land at the trade outpost and could fly off to another location. This happened to me when I was searching for the rarest exotic ship in the game, the Squid ship. I saw it flying above, but despite reloading my restore point multiple times, it never landed. Eventually, I visited the system's space station to add it to the list of visited stations and then returned occasionally. One day, the pilot finally landed and I was able to buy my Squid ship. To dismantle a ship for resources, claim it, then scrap it at a space station for considerable amount of units. Assembling a custom ship involves gathering parts by salvaging ships or buying them from landing pilots. The maximum number of active ships in your fleet is 12, plus you can store 18 additional ships in your freighter's storage. For combat, the most efficient weapon combo is the Infra Knife Accelerator plus Phase Beam. The Infra Knife delivers high burst damage, while the Phase Beam drains enemy shields, making it a powerful and sustainable setup. Tip number 16. Teaming and riding creatures is simple and can be useful in various situations. Feed creatures with crafted creature pallets to team them, allowing you to ride or even harvest resources. Predators can also be fed to stop them from attacking, which is especially helpful if a Sentinel is investigating nearby. Killing a predator could trigger Sentinel aggression. Once teamed, creatures can be used for transportation, scanning resources, or generating materials like milk and eggs. Tip number 17. If you want to avoid engaging with Sentinel drones when they attack, there are a few easy ways to escape. First, don't fight back, simply run away using the melee jump boost, or take out the aggressive Sentinel and escape before reinforcements arrive. Second, hide inside any building or dig into the ground with the terrain manipulator and wait until the Sentinels stop searching. Avoid hiding in your spaceship, as this will summon Sentinel Interceptors. Tip number 18. Fighting Sentinels escalates quickly, with different consequences depending on the type of engagement. Regular Sentinels. Combat begins with basic drones, but as your wanted level increases, stronger units appear, including armored quadrupeds and powerful walkers. Defeating all 5 waves of Sentinels reveals the location of a Sentinel pillar in the current system. Shutting it down disables all Sentinels in that system for several hours, though they will respawn if you leave the system or exit the game. Hacking into the Sentinel pillar allows you to extract a free multitool including a unique Royal type multitool with enhanced scanning range. Sentinel Interceptors. These appear if you try to escape a ground battle by launching your starship, attack peaceful NPCs, or engage a space station. If you don't escape, the fight escalates, eventually summoning a Sentinel capital ship, which can deplete your shields quickly even in the late game. Destroying the capital ship grants a carrier AI fragment, which when activated reveals the location of a random crashed Sentinel Interceptor. Corrupted Sentinels. Found in dissonant systems, these Sentinels are stronger and more aggressive than regular ones, with unique energy-based attacks. They guard dissonance resonators and will attack you if you attempt to harvest them. Fighting corrupted Sentinels provides valuable resources and specific parts needed to repair Sentinel multitools and ships. Tip number 19. Many players obtain Sentinel Interceptors by using portal coordinates shared by others, typically in the Euclid Galaxy. Portals require all 16 glyphs to function, which can be unlocked by completing the main tutorial or by speaking with travelers and visiting their graves. Each visit reveals one glyph. Personally, I prefer discovering things on my own, as it feels more rewarding than getting something easily and for free. To find your first Sentinel Interceptor, install the economy scanner and locate a dissonance system. In this video, I demonstrate how to do this with only starter gear and a basic ship, using just one S-Class defense module and basic boltcaster. By following my approach, you should have no trouble of doing it yourself. Once you arrive in a dissonant system, locate its dissonant planet and search for a large purple upright structure called a dissonance resonator. Mining or shooting it will trigger an attack from corrupted Sentinels guarding the device. Using a starship's weapons against the resonator will activate Sentinel Interceptors, so engaging in ground combat is the better option. Unless you are in a pirate-controlled dissonance system, their Sentinel policing forces are absent, allowing you to destroy resonators from the air. The Minotaur Exocraft is also a great choice for ground combat, and its upgraded cannon can quickly take down Sentinels. Corrupted Sentinels are stronger than regular ones, but as long as you stay mobile and avoid the lunges of the large robotic quadrupeds, you should be fine, even without additional protection. Sentinel difficulty scales with your gear, so fighting them with starter equipment can sometimes make battles easier. After defeating 5 waves of Sentinels, a crushed Sentinel ship site will be revealed on the planet. Fly there and begin the repair quest. To activate it, you will need one broken mirror, obtained from destroyed dissonance resonators, and 3 radiant shards, which require an advanced mining beam to harvest. Once you have gathered the materials, interact with the Hylian brain, which will lead you to a nearby monolith. There, the brain is converted into a harmonic brain. Return to the crash site, install the brain, and claim your first Sentinel Interceptor. Sentinel Interceptors require radiant shards for their warp engines and pulse drive, while Pagnium fuels their launch thrusters. Both resources are easily farmed on any dissonant planet. Setting up a base on one of these planets ensures access to those resources and allows you to hunt and sell ships as needed. Additionally, refining most dissonant materials generates nanites, making it a great mid-game nanite farming method. Sentinel ships also have a unique hovering ability, useful for resource gathering and taking down pirate dreadnoughts. Their shields recharge using sodium. Each dissonant planet spawns only one Sentinel Interceptor design, meaning all crashed ships you find there will share the same appearance, differing only in class C to S. To find different ship designs, search for another dissonance system. Dissonance resonators may also contain echolocators, which can sometimes drop from defeated quadrupeds. If you are lucky enough to find one, use it to locate a harmonic camp. Upon arrival, unlock the terminal by solving a simple puzzle. This grants you a free random class Sentinel multitool, which can be repaired using materials found on a distant planet or dropped by quadrupeds. The terminal also provides the option to locate another crashed Sentinel ship. By repeating this process, you can quickly fill your collection with up to 12 Sentinel ships. Then head to a space station and salvage any extra ships for tens of millions of units each. This is one of the most profitable mid-game money-making methods. Once you reach your first 100 million units, check out my easy guide on how to earn 300,000 nanites per hour with a simple setup. Our methods for finding crashed Sentinel ships include random space encounters, attacking space stations, or provoking Sentinel interceptors by attacking alien pilots. Additionally, some Nexus missions and frigate combat expeditions may reward you with a carrier AI fragment, which can be used to locate a crashed Sentinel interceptor. However, the method I've shared in this video is the most reliable for mid-game players, allowing you to acquire a Sentinel interceptor as soon as you gain access to the space anomaly. Before the last update, it was possible to set up a base at a crashed interceptor site and claim a free ship every day without repairing it. However, this was fixed in the latest patch. At least all my previous Sentinel ship hunting spots are now empty and no longer spawn free ships daily. No more easy money. Tip number 20. Setting up your first functional base requires a few essential structures. Storage containers help organize resources and prevent inventory clutter. A trade terminal allows easy buying and selling without needing to visit space stations. Refiners process raw materials into valuable components for crafting and upgrades. Prioritize placing these elements strategically to maximize efficiency and streamline your operations. Tip number 21. You can unlock storage containers for free in the tutorial quest line. Manage storage containers efficiently by naming them and sorting items as convenient. Use the quick transfer option to move items from any inventory within the base to storage containers. Items will automatically sort into containers that already hold them. If this feature fails, which might happen occasionally, check the first storage container marked with 0. There, misplaced items will always appear. Tip number 22. Refining is a useful feature which can greatly increase your fortune and save a lot of time. I won't go into details here, just share some easy mid-game refining recipes you might find useful. Tip number 23. I recommend starting expeditions once you have a decent multi-tool, a starship with upgraded warp range, and a solid understanding of core game mechanics. You can access expeditions via the terminal at the space anomaly. Before starting, prepare by stocking up on essential resources and spare upgrades. Here is my preferred expedition setup. I bring 25 suspicious packages, which provide enough nanites to copy a multi-tool and spaceship from my primary safe, allowing for faster progress. A stasis device supplies sufficient units, while key exosuit upgrades help streamline progression. Additionally, you can bring basic resources and our essentials based on the expedition's requirements, such as fishing bait for a fishing-oriented expedition. Progression involves completing objectives like exploration, resource gathering, and space battles. Expeditions can take 8 to 10 hours to complete, depending on experience. However, once you reach the space anomaly in expedition mode, you can switch between your primary safe and the expedition, allowing you to progress at a comfortable pace. Veteran players often complete expeditions in just a few hours and post walkthrough online, which can be useful if you get stuck. Expeditions offer exclusive rewards, including unique ships, customization options, and valuable materials. This is where most cosmetic rewards in No Man's Sky come from. Tip number 24. Organic ships can be acquired by obtaining a void egg at the space anomaly for 3200 Quicksilver and completing a respective questline provided by a mysterious organic entity while hyperdriving around with the void egg in your exosuit's inventory. Keep in mind that this quest might take about 6 days of real time to complete, as each mission has a 20+ hour delay timer and there are around 5 missions in total. Players have found ways to bypass this excessive wait time by taking their console system offline, changing the system clock to about 26 hours ahead and then reopening the game to skip the wait times. It's up to you whenever you want to use these tricks to speed up the process or follow the quest as intended. The good news is that you only need to complete the quest steps once for your first void egg. After that, any additional eggs will lead you straight to a living ship crash site where you can claim the ship for 10,000 nanites, or reject the ship and retrieve your egg to try again until you find one you like. An important tip for choosing your first organic ship: before claiming one, save your game before completing the final objective. Then approaching a living ship crash site, land nearby, but don't exit your starship. Use photo mode to inspect the randomly generated design of an organic ship. If you don't like it, reload your last saved restore point and repeat the process until you find the design you prefer. Exiting your ship at a crash site will override the previously created restore point, preventing you from reloading and spawning a new organic ship design. Oh yeah, acquiring one of these organic ships can be a challenge, but what if I told you that upgrading them is even more difficult? They require specific organic technology and inventory expansion modules, which are not easily obtained. There are several methods to gather these, but I prefer passive farming through freighter daily expeditions with organic frigates, which occasionally deliver these crucial organic updates when you send them on expeditions. The good news is that you can upgrade organic technology, so you don't need to focus on getting the desired S-Class upgrades. Any class can be evolved to S-Class using nanites. Tip number 25. Owning a freighter provides a steady income of millions of units daily, valuable resources and crucial upgrades, including enhancements for freighter and organic vessels. Your first freighter can be acquired for free, so choose wisely. Consider skipping lower class ones, since freighter class upgrades aren't possible in the game. To improve your freighter, hunt down pirate dreadnoughts in pirate-controlled systems. There is a 20% chance to encounter a space battle with a dreadnought then warping into these systems, meaning on average every 5th jump will trigger one. Destroying the dreadnought guarantees an S-Class freighter upgrade. After defeating a pirate dreadnought, you can also recruit some cool-looking pirate frigates into your fleet by simply approaching and negotiating with them, just like when buying regular frigates. Disabling pirate dreadnoughts' warp engines will force a vessel to surrender, providing opportunity to claim it to your collection, while looting Derelict Freighters also provide freighter upgrades. They come in random classes, so space combat is a more reliable method. Managing a massive fleet of 30 beautiful vessels surrounding your giant dreadnought is one of the most visually stunning experiences in the game, especially when they warp to your location on command. In this game, you can even have a SR-1 Normandy from Mass Effect in your fleet, truly an insane addition. Upgrade your frigates by launching daily expeditions through fleet terminals, with one required per expedition. Up to 5 expeditions can be sent daily, lasting between 2 to 8 real-time hours on average. Prioritize industrial expeditions and include at least one organic frigate to obtain organic vessel upgrades. To avoid damage, ensure your fleet's rank is at least 2 stars higher than the expedition difficulty. The highest possible rank is 3 stars. There are no 4 or 5 star expeditions in the game. A fully upgraded freighter and fleet will allow you to reach a 5-star rating easily, and in the late game you can even achieve it with a single high-tier vessel. If a frigate gets damaged during an expedition, recall and repair it manually. The level of immersion in these repair missions is incredible, and seeing a damaged frigate up close for the first time is a memorable experience you will want to witness yourself. A well-balanced fleet composition is a key. Expeditions are randomly generated, so focusing on a single frigate type is not recommended. Support and organic vessels greatly reduce fuel consumption, making them a valuable investment. Having at least 5 support frigates allows you to deploy one per expedition, significantly cutting fuel costs. Similarly, having at least 5 organic frigates improve your chances of earning organic ship upgrades. Only 1 organic frigate per expedition is needed to qualify for these upgrades. Adding more won't increase the drop rate. Higher rank and longer duration expeditions have better odds of rewarding those upgrades. From personal experience, industrial expeditions have the highest chance of dropping spawning sacks, which expand an organic ship's inventory. Psionic X, used for organic ship technology upgrades, can be obtained from all expedition types. Organic frigates can be acquired through deep space encounters after a specific late-game questline. They offer adaptability for different expedition types, and their specialization can be modified by feeding them meat or food, altering their role in your fleet. Experiment with different food types to tailor them to your needs. Tip number 26. You can hire pilots at regular space stations to your squadron, which will assist you in every space battle then recruited. What is important to know, class of the ship doesn't matter, only the class of a pilot matters. The good news is that you can upgrade a pilot's class with nanites. The biggest issue with the squadron and with NPC spaceships in the game in general is that all starships are pretty weak since don't have any impactful upgrades. Therefore, having your own squadron is more like a psychological assistance rather than real combat feature. Just focus on recruiting the ships you prefer visually and combine them as you want. By the way, you can also recruit exotic, Sentinel and even organic ships to your squadron. Simply exchange a ship you want to transfer from your collection to the squadron with a random pilot at a space station and immediately recruit the pilot with your X ship to your squadron. Ship's class and installed upgrades do not matter, so feel free to exchange random C-class Sentinel Interceptor and later upgrade the pilot's class to S if necessary. Keep in mind that you can't recruit to the squadron assembled ships and exclusive ships awarded in the expeditions. Also, you can't recruit to the squadron more than 3 ships of one type, so combine them wisely. Tip number 27. Establishing a daily routine at this stage of the game is crucial for long-term sustainability. Maintain a steady flow of units, nanites and quicksilver by completing daily activities. Regularly launch frigate expeditions and refine high-value materials to ensure long-term profit. I've seen many comments on the web claiming there is nowhere to spend billions of units in this game. This is a clear misconception and doesn't reflect reality. You will need billions of units and hundreds of thousands of nanites to fully upgrade your late-game multitools and spaceships. For example, fully upgrading a single spaceship to the maximum technology and inventory slots can cost around 10 billion units. Additionally, Hello Games significantly reworked the economy in the latest patch and fixed some crucial bugs and exploits. Therefore, you will need a lot of in-game currency to get everything you want. Soon, I plan to release an ultimate guide on how to establish a stasis device production. One of the most technologically complex devices in the game, which can ensure a profit of several billion units a day. Yeah, there are plenty of guides on this subject already available on YouTube, but I find most of them unnecessarily complicated and unfriendly for new players, though the authors did an incredible job and they have my respect. I will release my own guide based on my experience crafting thousands of stasis devices, and I am eager to share all my tips and tricks with you in the most accessible way for new players. So if you are not subscribed to my channel yet, Make sure to subscribe now so you don't miss the guide. While most of us unfortunately don't have the option to become billionaires in real life, in this game we do. Tip number 28. Planetary settlements in the game are represented by three types: Kzzkt, Korvax and Viking, each featuring unique architectural styles and different production outputs once established. If you decide to manage a settlement, never send inhabitants on expeditions, as they often disappear, reducing your settlement's population. Settlements can be found by interacting with planetary distress signals. Hunt for a desirable location by visiting multiple sites before committing. Upgrading a settlement involves resolving citizen disputes, constructing new buildings, and improving productivity. I would consider it more of a late-game feature just for fun, as it won't bring significant profit even after being fully upgraded. Plus, it requires a lot of attention. Teleporting across the galaxy every time citizens have a dispute over a dead space horse or stolen alien underwear, while you are out there commanding your mighty space flotilla and destroying giant pirate dreadnoughts. Seriously? But really, this isn't a joke. This is the kind of nonsense you will deal with while trying to maintain this chaotic village. Additionally, the current settlement system isn't very transparent, and many veteran players, myself included, have struggled to upgrade their settlements to S-Class despite months of real-time ownership. My settlement has top stats, but it still hasn't been promoted to S-Class no matter what I try. That said, if you still want to own your own settlement in addition to your bases scattered across the universe of No Man's Sky, go for it. This feature can still entertain you, much like hitting up a local disco. Tip number 29. Derelict Freighters are abandoned starships drifting in space, filled with loot, danger and mystery. Exploring Derelict Freighters for the first time feels like stepping into the chilling corridors of Dead Space or the shadowy depths of Doom-free horror adventure games. The dim, flickering lights barely illuminate the twisted wreckage, while strange noises and distant sounds keep your nerves on edge. Every door you open feels like an invitation to something hiding in the darkness, and the heavy silence is broken only by the hum of malfunctioning machinery or sudden, heart-pounding surprises. It's a haunting experience that turns the calm space exploration game into a gripping horror adventure. To access a Derelict Freighter, you need an emergency broadcast receiver, which can be obtained from the scrap dealer on space stations. You can also encounter a Derelict Freighter randomly while hyperdriving, but the chances are rather slim. The first receiver will cost you 5 million units, the next 10, and so on, rising the price up to 30 million per piece. The price will be reset back to 5 million daily. You can also get one receiver for free each week at the Space Anomaly. Talk to NPC Helios and choose appropriate option in a dialog window. Once activated in space, the receiver will guide you to a Derelict Freighter. Inside, expect hostile defense drones, alien infestations and freezing temperatures. So be prepared. You might ask, so what's the catch then, if the entrance cost is so expensive? By looting Derelict Freighters, you have a chance of getting freighter upgrades and extension modules, valuable loot and tainted metal, a unique material found only in this area of the game. It is used to trade for suspicious items and unique cosmetic items with the scrap dealer, or for converting into nanites via refining. Besides, here you can randomly obtain unique cosmetic items for base customization. Tip number 30. Mid-game is a perfect time to prepare for the late game. Finishing the main storyline in No Man's Sky leads to a choice that determines your next steps. At the end of the Artemis path, you will be given 4 specific options. Not going to spoil those here, but believe me, this game might surprise you with some interesting plot twists if you follow the main story. Let's just say that each option will affect your thorough gameplay in a specific way. The major reason to complete main storyline is to unlock vital endgame content, such as a new out-of-age race, new customization options for your character, Atlas multi-tools, staffs and purple star systems, granting access to new gas giants, deep ocean planets and exclusive new world creating technology introduced in the latest massive update, Worlds Part 2. Yes, you got it right. The experience of a new player is vastly different from the endgame. Their advanced technology grants access to the newly introduced purple star systems. Those systems are powered by technology from Light No Fire, the upcoming game from the development team. Even planets within the same biome now feature greater diversity, thanks to the innovation. Sean Murray, the founder, managing director and lead programmer of No Man's Sky, emphasized this in the latest update. In the past, major patches have altered previously discovered planets, sometimes transforming lush Earth-like paradises found after years of searching into barren radioactive wastelands. This led to frustration within the community. To address these concerns, the most recent update left existing star systems largely untouched, applying the new technology exclusively to purple star systems. These systems now stand out as some of the most exciting to explore. The only global changes made there improvements to lighting, shading and ocean rendering. Hopefully, this serves as extra motivation to push toward the endgame. There you can fully experience the breathtaking landscapes, incredible new biomes and enhanced textures of the purple star systems. With that, we wrap up all the beginner tips and tricks for the mid-game in 2025. I'm confident these strategies will help you progress more efficiently and unlock endgame content much faster. The script for this guide ended up being 20 pages long, just for the mid-game guide. That's how massive this game truly is, and believe me, I've barely scratched the surface of what's possible in the mid-game. If you found this video useful, like and subscribe. I truly appreciate all the support as a new YouTuber. Spending so much time watching the entire video wasn't easy, right? I think you deserve a little show as a reward. Ever wondered what happens when space pirates go after your freighter? Check this out, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Commander, Squadron Lead reporting. Multiply pirates on our 6, fast and armed. Copy that, Lead. All batteries primed. Let them come. We're locked and loaded. Acknowledged. Squadron, form up. Taking the fight to the freighter. Let's rock! Target